Hey, I have a question for you about science.
What's up?
So we used to have coliform bacteria in our well, and we had to pay $40 for some asshole scientist to test it and tell us that. And then we chlorine shocked that bitch, and I want to test it again, but I don't want to pay the $40. So can I do my own culture? Can't I just dump some of the water on some apple jelly or some shit and see what grows?
Yeah, probably, but they have all these different types of jelly that grow different types of bacteria, and you were probably supposed to test your water on all of them to figure out what you have, and I don't really know what type of jelly you should use to test for coliform, so $40 is probably easier than doing it yourself.
How about raspberry jelly? Is it that hard to grow some goddamn bacteria? If so, I'll just keep drinking them and assume it's too hard for them to grow in me. Can I mail you some, and you can test it? I'll give you $5.
It's not hard to grow, it's more difficult to identify who is home. But if you were aiming for completely sterile water, then just pour some of your water into some chicken broth and stick it by your water heater. If anything grows, then you have shit in your water. Sterilize the chicken broth first by boiling it.
Should I cover it?
Yeah.
Shouldn't I be aiming for sterile water?
Sterile water would be my assumption, yes.
Does it need any air other than what's in the headroom of the vessel? Is your water sterile? When I do it, and I have a picture of all the stuff I grew, can you help identify it? How much broth to water, 1 to 1?
I assume my water is sterile, and to do the most accurate test you should use one jar that has some air and one that is completely full of broth in order to test for anaerobic and aerobic bacteria.
A good idea.
You should only need a couple of milliliters of your water and probably 500 milliliters of broth. Keep it near body temperature, 98 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 degrees Celsius, for about 24 to 48 hours and see what grows.
Only 48 hours.
Yeah, 48 hours tops. Also, the clearer the broth, the easier it will be to see if anything grows. You will use cloudiness of broth as an indicator of growth.
So a 1 to 10 water to broth ratio could be fine?
Definitely.
Could I just use sugar water?
No. You need something a little more complex than that, since bacteria have cell membranes.
Fuck their membranes. Becky says her homemade broth is cloudy. How about water and beef flavoring?
Yeah, that will work.
How about beer? I will boil it so there is no alcohol. That sounds prime for bacteria. And then I'm looking for cloudiness as well as fuzziness on top.
Yeah, that could work too. You just want to provide salts, nutrients, etc. Fuzziness on top will be fungus. Fungi are all aerobic.
I have some yeast nutrient from brewing my own beer. I could use some of that.
Yeah, toss some of that shit in your broth.
So just cloudiness, how else might it manifest?
When living in liquid, bacteria will be cloudy and produce gas, so if you seal your jar tight enough and they let off gas when you open them after a couple of days, that could be another indicator. In order to figure out what type of bacteria you have, you will definitely need solid agar plates and a microscope. You could make agar plates out of chicken broth and pectin, I assume.
Then look at them up close and read their name tags?
Right. Hello, I am E. coli. Hello. I am Staphylococcus.
Or should I send you pictures of them through my microscope?
Do you have a microscope? That would help for show.
I don't have a microscope. I do have a good zoom on a digital camera though.
If you want to mail me some water, I can look at it under a microscope. I am tits deep in microscopes.
I could do that. I'd need to sterilize something to ship it in. Also, when we had it tested, they had to have it within 48 hours, so I'd have to overnight it. I'll do the cloudiness test first, then if it reveals something I'll do a homemade agar test, then if that reveals something I'll mail it you. How's shit otherwise?
Good. I gave a lab meeting today and got lots of gold stars.
What do those meetings mean? Are you almost a doctor?
I gave a research update to my lab today and everyone, including my boss, seemed to agree that my data is pretty solid and the experiments I am doing in the immediate future are well founded.
So when will you be a doctor?
I should be done in about 2 years.
Wow. Then you'll have to get a real job like an adult.
Yes, I can't wait.
You'll have been in school for like 1,000 years.
I know. I am so fucking sick of it.
Out of school is fun. No one can suspend me or give me a grade. I get all A's. A plus 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 plus.
Lucky.
How come you haven't cured cancer yet? I want all my federal tax dollars back.
Geez, we were working on it. It's complicated.
Lazy. You can't even tell me what jelly the coliform grows on.
I'm not a sheet crap and turd scientist. A turd would probably be the best type of jelly on which to grow coliform bacteria. Is it turd? T-U-R-D. Or turd? T-E-R-D. Gmail thinks T-U-R-D, but that doesn't look right. That's confusing.
I like T-U-R-D. You should spell it T-U-R-D.